They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have and who's going to have higher prices is China and all of the countries that have been ripping us off for years.
Trump says China's going to pay the tariffs or whatever country the goods are coming from. That is utterly false. First of all, tariffs are paid by the companies that bring the goods into the country, not by some other foreign country. What do those companies do when they're paying tariffs? They raise their prices. So here's a real-life example of what can happen. These are laundry machine prices. Trump imposed tariffs on them back in 2018. Prices immediately, or over a period of time, went up $200. That was faster than the increase in the rate of inflation. Biden allowed those tariffs to expire. Prices went down $75. And all in all, the price of laundry machines has now increased by less than the overall inflation rate. So you can see a live example. If you put tariffs on, prices go up. You take them off, prices go down. If you're at the bottom, the Trump tariffs would cost you 6.3% of your income, of your after-tax income. If you're at the top, it would only cost you 2.9% of your after-tax income. So we are, in effect, and it's not huge numbers, we are making the wealthier wealthier and the poor poorer.
Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime.
For some reason, Donald Trump can't process the actual numbers. He prefers to deal in his alternate reality. But the reality is, in fact, that violent crime has dropped 26% under the Biden-Harris administration. It has gone from 398 per 100,000 people to 294 per 100,000 people. This is an annualized figure, so it's a very significant drop this year in particular. And under the Trump administration, violent crime was effectively flat, went up a little bit. That was COVID, in fairness, but basically no progress, huge progress under Biden. When you look at who commits violent crimes, it is disproportionately native-born Americans, not immigrants. So this is the rate of crime produced by native-born Americans. This is by legal immigrants. And this is by undocumented immigrants. And if you look at property crime, if you look at drug violations, you're going to find the same thing.
We're in for $250 billion or more because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for $150 billion less because Biden and you don't have the courage to ask Europe.
So the fact is that Europe has been far more generous to Ukraine, as we have been, over $180 billion to Ukraine. We are limping, I shouldn't say limping along, because it's a reasonable amount of money. We are sending $100 billion. And, you know, this whole little flatline piece here, you remember the whole fight last spring about whether to give them money at all. And it barely got done at all. And so we are by far the laggards in who's contributing more to the Ukraine problem.